My husband faked getting laid off so I'd bankroll his streamer career and called me his personal ATM. That Tuesday, he walked in with a cardboard box of his desk stuff, eyes red, saying management called them into a conference room and laid off 20 people. Said they got 2 weeks severance and that was it after 8 years. I held him while he cried, told him we'd figure it out together, that I could take extra shifts at the clinic until he found something new. He seemed so broken, kept saying he'd given them everything and they threw him away like trash. I believed every word. The first month he applied to jobs constantly, or so I thought. He'd be at his computer when I left for work, still there when I got home, surrounded by printed resumes and cover letters. Said the market was brutal, that hundreds of people were applying for every position. I'd make dinner while he explained how exhausting the search was, how rejecting emails destroyed his confidence. I started working 6 days a week to cover our mortgage. By month 2, he said he needed to take a mental health break from applications, that the constant rejection was making him depressed. I supported this, said his well-being mattered more than money. He started playing games to decompress, just a few hours, he said, to keep his mind sharp. I'd come home at 10 p.m. from double shifts and he'd still be gaming. Said it was networking with people in tech who might have job leads. The house got disgusting. Dishes piled up, laundry everywhere, but he said depression made it hard to do basic tasks. I'd clean everything on Sundays while he raided with his guild, because apparently that was scheduled and couldn't be missed. He started sleeping until noon. Said his circadian rhythm was destroyed from job search stress. When I suggested he help with errands since he was home, he said I didn't understand how draining unemployment was psychologically. Month 4, I was barely sleeping, working 70 hours a week. He'd upgraded his gaming setup with our savings, said he needed better equipment for video interviews that never seemed to happen. When I questioned this, he accused me of not supporting his career transition. Said maybe he'd pivot to streaming since traditional employment clearly didn't value him. I felt guilty for doubting him, apologized, worked extra shifts to rebuild our savings. Last week I came home sick in the middle of my shift. Severe migraine, could barely see straight. Dean didn't hear me come in because he had his headset on, shouting at someone in his game. I was about to go to the bedroom when I heard him laughing, telling his guild how he'd played the system perfectly. Said he'd quit that soul-sucking job months ago. Best decision ever. Had his wife convinced he was laid off so she was covering everything while he pursued his passion. Called me his personal ATM who was too naive to question the unemployment story. Said he'd even practiced crying for the layoff announcement. His guildmate asked wasn't he worried I'd find out. Dean said I was too exhausted from work to investigate anything, that he'd delete any emails from his old company if they tried to contact me, that he'd convinced me the job market was so bad I'd never suspect. Laughed about how I apologized to him for asking him to buy groceries. I walked into the room. Dean's face went white, tried to alt-tab out of his game, started stammering about how it wasn't what it sounded like, that he was just joking around with the guys. I asked him directly if he was laid off or if he quit. He tried to say laid off, but I pulled out my phone, said I was calling his old manager right now to verify. That's when he admitted everything. He'd resigned without notice, didn't even clean out his desk properly, just sent an email saying he was done being a corporate slave. No severance, no unemployment benefits, nothing. He'd been planning it for months, saved up just enough to make it look legitimate for a few weeks, then figured I'd support us indefinitely. He actually said I should be grateful because now he had time to become a professional streamer, that in 5 years we'd be rich from his gaming career. He had 12 followers. I told him to get out. He said I couldn't kick him out of his own house. I reminded him I'd been paying the mortgage alone for 6 months, that he'd contributed nothing. He tried to guilt me, said I was abandoning him at his lowest point. I said his lowest point was a choice he made in a parking lot while practicing fake tears. He's staying with his brother now, telling everyone I'm unsupportive of his dreams. His brother called yesterday saying Dean asked to borrow money for a new graphics card because streaming is about to take off. I laughed and hung up.